Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today, we are continuing our ongoing tale of the One Ring. And this is probably a messy board, and I probably should have cleaned it up. But I will switch it over back to the map of Eriador, because that's a bit more pleasant. And I will introduce to you the players of this amazing tale. And they will introduce their characters, and then we'll do a short summary and get into it. So first we have Arlen.
Hello, hi, I'm Arlen, and I am playing Bruni, who is a dwarf of the Blue Mountains, and Orodreth, who is an elf of Rivendell.
Nice.
And Bruni is a scholar by trade, and Orodreth is a champion.
Nice. And our other player this morning is Amy.
Hello. I play Gwenin of the Dunedain. She's a warden, and Myrtle Brandybuck, which just by the name you should figure out is a hobbit that has a tendency to have slippery fingers, but only for good.
Yes. All right. And with them, they have three, I guess if we used another game's terms, henchmen or companions in the player heroes fellowship temporarily. And those are Sornun, ex-bandit, now, what's it? The guy who watches the horses?
Stableman?
I don't know. I don't know what you would call that. And we have Brenthil, camp watcher, Brenthil, who is an elf out of Linden, the Grey Havens, and Woleth, who is rethinking life choices. She is a agent of Saruman the White, who they met at the White Towers, but the player character has rescued her from harm, and now she's been traveling with them since the White Towers to Bree, and then to presumably return to Orthanc, which is way down here. And currently the characters are in Tharbad. They've just reached Tharbad, the outskirts. But how did they get there? And who wants to let us know how they got there?
Well, very carefully. So we left from the Grey Haven, which just outside of the Shire, and we traveled down, and I don't remember exactly where we were, maybe about here, when bad things started happening because the eye was on us, and Brenhill, while we were in the midst of a battle, I guess you could say got spooked by the eye and ran off into, I think it was the Grey Havens. I could be wrong. Or the Downs.
Yeah, we started in Bree,
Yes.
and then we made it to the South Downs over here.
Yeah.
I got ambushed, and I had a pretty wicked fight against the Hound of Sauron and some wargs, and Brenthil had his bout of madness running from
This guy here?
this bad guy. And so we ended up driving. I don't think even driving them off. I think we killed. Well, I mean, we didn't necessarily finish off him, but the rest of the wargs we got all the way killed.
Yep.
And so we had to rescue Brenthil from the Downs, and then eventually made our way back to the road and had a nice uneventful trip.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the aftermath of the battle.
Yes.
With the wards and Krithnaga, the Hound of Sauron. Yes, he was driven. Well, the spirit that infested that werewolf creature led back to the north. Or at least Orodreth saw that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we headed further south and eventually made it to the outskirts of Tharbad. And then we had to talk with the guards outside and get them to let us in. Oh, and also there's a troll hanging out under the bridge.
Yeah. And we told them
The
about
causeway. Yeah. There's like a causeway that goes over the marshes around Tharbad that lead to the town. So here is. I know I had a picture. Yeah. So here's a kind of what Tharbad, an overview. Oops, of what this might look like. Tharbad here, but they're like so far they're off screen. The player characters are to the left of this somewhere, but that's kind of the ruins of Tharbad, just to give an idea. And yeah, so I will probably now. If I grab everyone first. That's probably a good idea, right? And switch you to a map of Tharbad. Wow.
Ooh, we're going up in the world here.
Yep. So I hope everyone is on there now. I'll move everyone over here just in case.
Well, I know we spent the night, I believe, at the library with Agna.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope. We haven't done anything like that.
Huh.
You are here at the entrance.
Well, I know we had asked for counsel with the lady. At least Gwennon had.
Lady Stark. Lady Stock.
Stark.
Wrong. Sorry, Arlen. No Lady Stark in this game.
Stark.
This game of Thrones.
And Wolith, who's with us, knew the librarian.
Yes, Wolith knows the librarian.
Agna.
And could make it. Can make an introduction. But right now you've been kind of I don't know if held at bay is a proper word, but stopped at the bridge here by some guards, and one guard has gone to see if
I think they said they sent a runner.
Yeah, they sent a runner to see if what you say is true. But they keep looking over here under the causeway bridges to see if they can spot that troll. Yeah, so technically you guys are here. Maybe I should bring your little horsey up too.
That's our little party indicator.
Yeah, a little party indicator.
However, Myrtle's half pony is named Sage.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you guys would feel comfortable in between those towers, knowing that you could probably spot that there are some people up there, probably guards with weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably outside, just outside the first set of rundown towers there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's what that indicates. Those are the gatehouse there. Okay. So it's kind of like some uncomfortable silence here as you guys wait. So I don't know if you want to do anything while you're here or just wait in silence. They're kind of like the two guards that are left there, kind of, rocking back and forth on their heels, to
well,
type of thing.
I think Myrtle would take out her pipe and light it up.
Yep.
And stand there, and she might actually offer a little bit to one of the guards and say, "Would you like some?" She's just trying to be friendly and nice.
Yeah, they kind of look at each other. They don't see like their sergeant anywhere, so they go, sure.
Just casually, she'll say, "Oh, I hope that troll that's under the bridge doesn't mess up your day."
Oh, I hope not. Well, they're like, well, I leave here before the evening time comes, so I think that's going to be a problem for them. They're like, ha ha, ha, that's funny. Oh, nice pipe weed, nice pipe weed. They all have pipes, they take out their pipe, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just
I guess if you wanted to try to pump them for information, you could roll riddle with the bonus dice, because you're using your pipe.
okay. I mean, she basically wants to see if the letter arrived and, are they going to see us soon? So, riddle.
Well, they're waiting for that. This is Myrtle though, rolling riddle, right, to try to
Right.
see.
Yes, with one. I don't know that she has anything that would make it go up more than one.
Yeah, I'm giving you a bonus dice for the pipe.
Right. But I mean, like with Gwennon, she's got the whatever they call it. Oh goodness, that's not good.
Well, it's still a success, but it is.
But it's an I. But I'm gonna blame it on the fact that Willith is with us.
Yeah. Speaking of fellowship and eyes, I got to bring those tokens up.
You don't really have to. Just kidding.
Yeah, you guys are really good at accumulating that stuff. I'm telling you.
Well, the dice are, but that's kind of funny. Everything on here is a 14. Target number 14. Success die 14. Total 14. And an I.
Yep. All right. Okay. That becomes a 10. And we just got rid of this stuff. Okay. All right. So they kind of share with you that there's 2 inns in town. There's the Bridge Inn. They tell you the proprietor is named Timothy Titus. He's a big man with fists like ham hocks, and a scarred, broken-toothed face. He used to work for Captain Gurnow, but he's innkeeping with enthusiasm.
Why did he leave the captain?
He's a good cook. He's a good cook. He probably fancies the pipe weed, because he says he's gotten a lot of recipes from Bree and the Shire to the north.
I'm from the Shire.
Yep.
Do you get a lot of trolls in this area?
I ain't seen no troll before, miss.
Oh.
And the other one says, I hear they eat hobbits.
They try to. But you know what? We're so small, we just go between their legs and they fall over. And she'll laugh.
Yeah. Okay. So they're kind of at ease. So, Arlen, do you want you guys to do anything, or?
I think Bruni will say something like, I get, too much trouble from up north here. Is that what's going on?
Too much trouble from up north.
More trouble along the river, perhaps.
Let me see.
Myrtle's going to hand her pipe over to Bruni, by the way.
Because, well, since Captain Gurnow took over, it's a lot better. I mean, he's all his mates were guards and collect taxes, bailiffs. He married that lady stockwoman. Good family, royal blood she is. So, we're upstanding. Tharbad ain't like what it used to be a few years ago. Be of good cheer. Captain Gurnow is a strong leader. He is a king of old. King of old, I tell you. We want to keep the road safe and to repair the bridge, protect the city who would do it harm, like your troll over there that I still have yet to see. And he has many friends in other lands, too. I bring you trade and opportunities to old Tharbad, he says.
Wow. Glad things are on the up and up.
If you want to try to get more out of him, other than that vague stuff.
Bruni will also ask, any dwarves in town?
Oh, that's a good question. Any dwarves in town? He says, I don't know for sure, but the guy who's been talking to Myrtle says, but off the top of my head, I guess they would hit the best inn in town.
Myrtle wants to giggle and say, "Does he pay you to say that?"
I cannot say, ma'am.
Miss. Think he pays you.
Miss, right? You're a ma'am. He points to Gwennon. You're a miss, I think.
I'm a man.
I don't know.
Yes.
He says if there are any dwarves, they could be visiting Amelia Kern. He tells you.
Mm-hmm. Amelia.
Yes, Kern? She has recovered. Apparently, she says, I have not been into her house. She says that she has recovered treasures from tombs and troll lairs, and from the homes of certain wealthy dwarves. So they might be there trading. I says getting their stuff back. Says the other. I goes, I'm Hank. He says. He actually extends his hand to shake Bruni's hand.
Yeah,
I'm Hank. Hank the Rank, they call me. Although now I don't smell so bad. And I'm Gurn, says the other one. And he actually tousles Myrtle's head, which probably annoys the crap out of her.
She's going to say, what would you do if somebody did that to you? I am a fine warrior.
Yeah, you can, I would say, is it persuade, Bruni? Is that what? Or do you want to you can use riddle or persuade to get information out of him.
Yeah, either of those. I'll do. Yeah. Sure, I'll do. I think I've been doing more persuade, so let's do that one. I don't have any, but I do have distinctive feature cunning, which seems useful for this sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you're successful.
Nice. Yeah, so he does say, yes, because he tells you that Tharnow, the captain's son, the captain has 7 sons, none of which have any particular merits. They're all brutish, greedy louts, but you didn't hear that from me, says Gurn. Tharnow is the eldest. He's a deputy captain. But he has been talking to some dwarves about exploring the Black Pit. You know what I mean.
Mm.
The other, and then
call Hank, it a mine.
Yeah. Well,
a mine.
Well, Hank the Rank says, be careful around Lady Stock, my good friend. He says, as he's smoking some of the pipe weed. She seems to not like dwarves so much. Bitter about their wealth, I think. Perhaps she is secretly trying to sponsor her son, maybe stepson. I'm not sure.
Gwennon wants to interject and say, "Why do you speak ill of the Dunedain?"
I do not speak ill. I am just helping you out. Lady Stock comes from an ancient and noble family.
And so do I.
Western East.
I am Gwennon of the Dunedain myself.
They say her forefathers sailed with those Elendil's peoples out of the wreck of that ancient land. But that is all I know. I don't.
You mean
I am not a studious person.
Are you referring to the elves?
They're friends of the elves, I guess, or they were in ancient days. Well, apparently she stayed in Tharbad, even though it was flooded, and I guess the won over the captain when he became captain. She is his trusted advisor and became his bride. Apparently that was 40 years ago, before my time, of course. But like I said, Hank the Rank is just a city watchman. Reformed I am. Gurn chuckles.
Does it usually take this long for your messengers to check to see if my letter that I sent days ago has arrived?
I don't know how long it's been, honestly. Amy. Hasn't been that long. Hasn't been that long.
Gwennon's getting a little impatient. I think Gwennon would probably walk away and go down to underneath the bridge to see if the troll is still there.
Are you gonna go down in there? Okay.
Well, she's gonna go down over there and see if she can see it.
I'm looking for if there's anything else about dwarves.
Yeah, and she would definitely use her stealth to do that, by the way. Circlet is what I was looking for. Her circlet of Elwyn. Does Ordreth want to check out the troll with Gwennon, or does he want to stay and keep an eye on Bruni and Myrtle?
I mean, I don't think we should go try to deal with the troll right now until we...
No, she doesn't want to deal with it. She just wants to basically get eyes on it so she can give a description.
Is that explore survival?
She's just stealthing over. She's not going down into it. We saw him. We saw it as we were coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming.
Or just saw something.
So she just wants to go basically back where we were and see if she can't get eyes on it. And she has stealth and explore and awareness, hunting. I don't know what you want her to roll.
Well, stealth first is probably a good idea.
Okay. I don't think she gets bonus dice, so 0. Great success.
Okay. All right. And then, all right, so you kind of sneak down there.
Mm-hmm.
And looking for adventurous characteristics. Skills, there. All right. And I want to see what the difference between explore and I don't think it would be explore. Scan. I think it's gonna be scan. So wait. Awareness. See, on a one roll is required in each inspection of small areas such as a room. Awareness rather than scan. Awareness to passively notice something. Scan is to examine something closely or attentively. So scan or awareness, I think, would be the...
Awareness, I think, would be better. Because it says the ability to notice something unexpected, out of the ordinary, or difficult to detect. High skill reflects both keen senses and the experiences. You lost it there. Experiences to understand what you see and hear.
All right. So yeah, awareness is good. Or scan would be like for tracks, although I guess hunting would be that too. There's a lot of redundancy. Oh wow.
Extraordinary, 2 successes.
Okay.
Building up the fellowship up there.
Yeah. All right. So what does Ordreth do? Or what is Ordreth doing?
Well, I thought I was just gonna wait here because I didn't know that we were going for the troll yet. So I guess if went in.
She's not going after the troll. They're saying that they didn't see it. That they don't see it, that it's not there, so she's confirming.
Well, I guess if Gwennon shouts for help, we'll come running, and otherwise we'll just hang out here with the guards.
Yeah, so Gwennon's kind of moved like in this direction away, right? Down into this area. Like, okay. So you could there's definitely like tracks around and strong evidence of where the troll is lairing, if it is indeed lairing, or maybe temporarily hiding. So you're kind of hidden in the reeds there, and you kind of you don't see the troll, but you definitely know like where it is.
Okay.
You can sense or you can tell by the the where
Even
the cattails have been crushed, and maybe the occasional footprint, and see under which span of the causeway the troll is lurking.
and with 2 extraordinary successes, I don't see it.
No, I mean, because it's probably under the water right now. But you kind of know where it is.
Okay. Then she'll leave and go join the party again.
Yeah, there might be. Well, I say an extraordinary success.
2 of them.
There might be like you saw some cracks maybe in that that pylon there where where it's hiding in the causeway. So there might be like a little lair of some sort there under the water as well.
They can breathe under the water?
Well, it can probably hold its breath and swim and get to a lair. It might be able to breathe underwater. I don't know. It's a good question. And you would say it's definitely like a species of troll called a marsh troll. Awareness is good for that. And you have heard that they're actually afraid of fire.
Okay.
So, okay.
Then
Well, I guess by the time you come back, I mean, Ordreth, did you want to do anything? I've let everyone else have a.
No, Ordreth is just kind of looking around, paying attention, but not saying anything.
Well, Gwen and we get back and tell Oradreth it appears it's a marsh troll. And it's got a lair over there.
Or it's found a hole to lair in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of look with well, that would be a Hank and Gurn say that would be a concerning revelation. Yes, concerning revelation. By this time, go ahead.
She'll laugh a little bit and smile and say, well, didn't you tell me it's not yours to deal with?
Well, now that you're saying it's got a hole in down there, that could affect trade and the stuffs.
Yes.
Best
to keep your fires lit, isn't it? Seeing as it's a marsh troll.
Okay. Fire, you say?
Fire.
Right. But by this time, the runner comes back, and he kind of goes into one of these buildings. The sergeant comes out. They kind of come forward. As the sergeant comes, like the guys kind of quickly put out their pipes and stand at attention. And the sergeant says, "Apologies, milady. Yes, Lady Stark, Lady Stock would like to meet you."
And her.
She received some sort of letter?
Yes, I sent a communique. I am Gwenin of the Dunadai. I'm also a warden and a ranger of this land.
Oh, ranger, ooh. Says with noted sarcasm.
And
well, in any case, yes, well, that is, I don't understand the wanderings of strange folk in the north, but apparently the Lady Stock is, and again, above my Sergeant T pay grade, but yes, you can go with Muck here, who's the runner, probably like a teenager, and he will take you to the red. What is it called? I think it's called the Red something or other.
The Red Palace?
Yeah, this one. Is that the Red Palace?
Right, number 2.
The Red Palace. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Red Palace.
She would also mention, I have also mentioned to your guards, there's a marsh troll right over there. You might want to deal with that before night comes.
All right. So, yeah, they give you. This is the house where Amelia Karn lives. They give you directions.
Uh-huh.
And there's a market here. The Bridge Inn is number 4.
And where is Timothy Tudos' most impressive inn?
I know that's not wherever number 4 is. I can't see where that is. Can you find a 4 on there? There's 1, 2, 3.
12, 11,
Some of the
10.
numbers are really like it took me forever to realize
They're hidden,
that was
yeah.
a 7 on top of,
Yeah.
and not just little art.
Well, 3 is here.
There it is. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So, all right.
Okay. Oh, yes, toll, please.
A toll?
Yes.
And how much toll do you need?
They give you like a number.
Wanna-
They kind of count. 1, 2. Yes. 10 silver.
Gwennon will give it to him. She didn't care that much.
Yep. All right. Yeah, as you kind of look, as the runner kind of escorts you down, you kind of look and see that they put some into like one bag and then they divvy one out each or so to the 3 of them. Okay. All right. So they take you into town.
Mm-hmm. Are they wanting us to check in at the inn first or go meet Lady Stock first?
That's up to you guys. The guy was going to take you. The guy was going to take you to Lady Stock.
Because that's where Gwennon would want to go first.
I think meeting Lady Stock seems like a good plan.
Okay. All right.
Nice to meet.
So you guys make it to here.
Okay.
And I think there probably is a description.
I thought we were going here. We're going here?
Yeah, this
Okay.
is the red tower. The very south bank. North bank. All right, the Red Palace, sorry. It was definitely once the seat of princes and lords of Arnor for many centuries, and that of the captains after the North Kingdoms fell. It's definitely crumbling and a draughty mansion. It looks like the lowest floor still not really been properly repaired after a flood. But I guess compared to everything else, it is a magnificent abode. And you see there's like a lot of candles like everywhere. They haven't been lit yet, except when you, of course, go inside. But it looks like there's a lot of candles in the windows and all that kind of stuff that probably someone has a group of people has a responsibility to light them. You also see, interestingly, life-size statues of Elendil and Ilsidir that watch over the main entrance. The exterior walls are plastered red. The coating, of course, has been slowly crumbling away, revealing naked bricks under it in large patches. As you go inside, there are candles and lighting everywhere, and the place is made somewhat lively by paintings and inscriptions, though several on the ground floor have been defaced. As you can kind of hear noise as this teenager Muck kind of leads you like up onto the second floor, and you can hear like the noise of what appears to sound like a great hall, though there's merriment and some profanity as you catch. And when you see it, you see like while it probably should be a court of some sort, it has like tables and the like all over the place, and it's almost like a fest hall. And there are people that are drinking in the reek because it smells like mold in here. You can't get that away from that. They're making merry. There's kids running around. There's also dogs. They're seated at the far end are you see the following two people. This woman.
Is that Lady Stark?
Lady Stock. And next to her with a flowing mug of ale is this guy here. And they go, and then someone yells, "To the captain!" He goes, "Ah, to me!" And he drinks. You know. All right. And he kind of muck goes and runs to somebody who looks very similar to this captain, though with a full head of hair and probably a shorter beard that is not like flecked with white or streaks of white in it. And then the as you guys kind of, I guess, wait, I'm assuming, to be presented, that guy goes to the man, kind of whispers into his ear. You see the lady Stock looking in. She kind of looks at you all, gives you like a head nod, and waves for you to approach. Just as Captain Gurnow says, "Aha, travelers!
Good day to you." And Gwenin would
Welcome.
would
He kind of
bow.
points to some people. And then his presumably his son kind of goes over, kind of clears a space near, like, in one of the tables near the space, and pushes some people, grabs a guy who's like passed out under the table and drags him up into the, against the wall, and says, he kind of motions for you, goes, please, heroes, sit. He goes, and he kind of, I guess he goes to, who did he go to first? He goes to Bruni, actually, first. And he goes, Thurno, son of Gurno. Extends his hand as in a traditional human type shake.
Bruni will shake and say, Bruni of Eredluin.
So then he goes, Thurnow of Tharbad. All right. And then Gurnow, the captain, says, stop kissing up. Get him around. Get him some food, some bread, some stew.
Much gratitude. I am Gwenin of the Dunadai.
Or Dreth will say, I did not realize we arrived at times of cause for celebration.
Well, we are a very merry bunch.
I see.
Kind of leans forward, takes a swig. It's like beer all over his beard. Kind of wipes it off. Mm-hmm. You could totally tell without any rolls that Lady Stock is trying her best to maintain appearances in this crazy kind of hall. I mean, a burping contest starts up a couple tables away. So,
Well, Gwenin would like to approach Lady Stock and say, my lady, how are you today?
She says, she kind of nods to you. You do see Thurnow kind of toss a coin to the boy, who grabs like a chicken leg off like a plate and runs. And Let's see what else. Let's see what happens. Anything else interesting happens as this oh yeah. But as he runs out, as he runs out, someone tries to. You see one of these hangers on or sycophants that are in this hall tries to trip him, but Muck deftly leaps out of the way, gives him like a hand signal type of insult, and runs into a side passage or one of the halls. Okay. Anyway, so as you say to the lady,
She will ask how she is today.
she says, "As I am doing well as I can be."
Oh.
She says, "It is an honor to meet a fellow with origins of the Western East. Rangers do not come here. I feel like they have distanced themselves from myself and my husband, but we are a bastion, a beacon of light in a troubled land."
And that is what I have heard. I did come to see if maybe I could have a private audience with you. I have questions that I feel only a fellow Dunadai could answer.
Is there like insight? There's insight, yes.
Yeah, insight.
So anyone can give me an insight check.
Insight.
Gwennon has our big.
Oh yeah, Gwennon has
insight and the crown, right?
Oh right.
The circlet.
Right. I have the crown, but I also have allegiance to the Dunadai. I don't know if that would matter, but I do get.
No, not yet. I mean, if we get into a council, yeah, it might. But this is just to get like y'all's impression of like looks and nuances and stuff like that.
Right. So I get my +2 for the circlet.
Yeah.
Extraordinary tool feat success.
All right.
That's got to get us some.
All right. So you definitely can tell that the captain is kind of irritated that you're talking to her. She's kind of like, she has that kind of pose where she's like leaning a little away from him. Mm-hmm. Thurnau, you look around, Thurnau is like looking at this with interest, but he's really still he's got his arms folded and his like hand on his chin, and he's still eyeing Bruni, like, I don't know if he wants to talk to him or rob him. It's hard to tell at this stage. But definitely the Gurnau seems like a bit, you would say with an extraordinary feat, a bit pissed that you're talking to her and not to him. He seems like a very much of that type of man.
Yeah. Well, she would turn to him and say, "Captain, I appreciate you allowing me to borrow your fine wife. You have made such great decisions in life in marrying her. And you are
of course I have.
And you are welcome to hear my counsel with your wife. However,
of course I will.
It would be most boring to you, but you are welcome to it. I just don't wish to have everybody in merriment have their time cut short for but a pondering question of my relatives."
He looks at Lady Stock. Give me a persuade check, but with that feat success, give yourself a bonus dice. And I'm going to keep...
Great success.
Oh, well. All right. That's awesome. Okay. I'm going to let that affect and help you with counsel as well. So he kind of says, just, yes, well, he kind of shakes his head like he's shaking out the cobwebs for a little bit. And he says, yes, perhaps you and your companions, we should take a conversation elsewhere, he says.
And
He kind of,
Gwennon will look at the captain and say, "But I do have a morsel of information for only your ears."
of course, of course. He says, son, see to the son is kind of irritated at this. The son, see to the proceedings here in the Mary Court. We have adulting to do. And I don't know if you probably leave Brenthil, Wallet, and Sorna in here, I guess, and the player heroes will go with Gurnow and Lady Stock.
As we're walking there, Gwennon would tell the captain, "I'm sure those fine men at the tower that you have guarding your area have alerted you already, but you do have a marsh troll prowling your area. I think he might strike tonight."
All right, you see, like Gurnow, I'm gonna kind of all your like insight and impressions that you've gotten. You guys can totally all. Gurnow does, or Tharnow, son of Gurnow, does not like being dismissed, but he kind of looks down, kind of is about to say something. It seems very cowed, but there's like you could almost hear him, gnashing his teeth as he kind of stays behind as you guys move to like a council room. Aside, with just Gurnow and Lady Stock.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, all right. So you guys get there. She seems relieved, actually. And yes. All right. She says, I am glad all of you are from good stock, like the captain and I. Although, it's truth be told, the captain's probably not Western Ace or Dunedain, but she bolsters his ego in a way as she goes there. So anyway, so they bring you guys the food if you want food and drink as you sit at a table, like more of like a council table with the captain and Lady Stock sitting at one on one side. She tells her name. She tells her she introduced herself as Lady Almarian Stock. So Almarian is her first name. Right. So she says, "You." So I guess she looks at him and he says, "So you have news? Troll? You said I hear."
Not just that, but the forces of evil seem to be heading this way. On our way here, I am sure Oradreth and Bruni can explain it better to you. We have come across evil creatures outside of where they should be, heading this way.
Oh, so he says, "You mean those swan fleeters are finally trying to amass to try to take Tharbad? There are some ne'er-do-wells in there for sure. Refugees, they call themselves. Rebels, they call themselves, but they seek to make disorder out of what I have created here, which is order.
Yes, I see order. I am sure.
One of these days, we will rebuild that bridge."
I'm sure Oradreth and Bruni can describe the creatures that we tussled with on our way here better than I, but shall we say they are from darkness. They are not of man.
Oradreth will say there are forces further afield that you should be concerned about. Men from further south than Gondor that we have encountered, searching for a number of things, and wolves out beyond the borders of your town. All sorts of other nastiness.
Mm-hmm.
So you are just willing. So actually, so Lady Stock, I would say, raises an eyebrow, leans in a little bit when you speak of Southerners, especially. Gurnow seems is like wolves, like eating sheep. He just thinks like regular wolves right now. Like I do not understand. We
As a
there is so much. He kind of says, but you feel like I don't. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with this guy so far. If it's like it's just exasperation, or just a lack of, it's like only leadership. It's like paper tiger type leadership, or who knows. He says, "Well, we just don't have men to patrol out there. I'm always looking for more guards,
Oh,
city watch men, maybe patrol people."
it is not that role that we are here for, sir.
Well, but you'll kill the troll?
If it attacks, all they have to do is put fire towards it. It's a marsh troll. They shouldn't have problems with it, but we would assist if asked. But that is not the purpose of our task.
Well, you take care of the troll. You'll be my best friends, and we will talk.
Then I am assuming this concludes our discussion with you, because I have a discussion with your wife of my family and the fight with the Witch King.
Oh, he's like, that's like, goes over his head.
Yes.
But Lady Stock probably is like, interesting.
And she'll tell her, she'll pull her sword out. She's like, this is the sword that was left to me from my family. And I do not believe my family has wielded this sword in battle against these creatures. Except I am concerned that I will in the future.
All right, well, when you pull your sword out, Gurnow probably like pushes back and seems kind of upset. Draws his weapon too.
I am not pulling my sword out to fight you, sir. I am getting information from your wife. You do not have anything to be concerned of. I have no strife with you.
Okay. Try an awe check.
From me, I don't have very good awe, but we'll go with it.
If anyone wants to help.
Which Shadow Allure wouldn't apply for my sword or True-Hearted or Bold. So I think it's
bold can apply here.
Bold can apply. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone. Oh, never mind.
Not needed.
I don't know. Does he pee in his pants or drop his sword? I don't know. He definitely is. He steps back. He goes, I understand. Actually, and that probably helps. Lady Stock stands up as well, and she kind of says, "What is it that you need from us?" Then I tell you that there are Southerners here who are interested in trade.
I do not wish to trade it. We have heard rumors that the Black Corsair ships are on the move yet again. And that forces that are more evil than what we have seen since the likes of the Witch King are, shall we say, brooding.
He says, Black Corsairs. Well, Black Corsairs. I mean, it must be they must be colluding with Londar. Londar has a beef with us. Many who have abandoned Tharbad have traveled there.
One that travels with us that we have protected.
Usually, she says, you all are wanderers and thieves. Why is it that you are coming to me now? When in the past you Dunedain, you rangers, have abandoned us who wish to re-envision our former greatness. You let Weathertop, a burned out ruin still, and just hide things there. Wanderers and thieves.
I would not say that we hide things there. We wander because, as you are aware, where are we to go? Our cities, our villages, our families have been killed and relocated, shall we say. The forest is all we had to go to.
And yet you continue to hide.
I would not say I am hiding. I am here presenting myself to you. I sent letters.
Yes, and usually I would throw them in the river, but I was intrigued. Why us? Why us? Why now? Why Tharbad?
Why us? Because you are married to the one that rules here.
That's me.
Why you? Because I feel as though we share the ancestry. And why now? Because we're being tasked to take care of the evil that is brooding again that could eliminate us.
You haughty Dunedain have never come here before.
I have looked into the seeing stone.
My blood is too diluted, I guess.
So Ordreth will stand up, and he's got his, fine elven circa and all that sort of stuff. And he says, "This back and forth gets us nowhere. There are black corsairs sailing up and down the coast of Eriador, and if they take Lawn Dare, they may well travel all the way up the Grey Flood and sack your town as well. Further, there are other sites of interest to the Free Peoples up the rivers and elsewhere in Eriador that must be protected. You stand as something of the gate guard for this whole region against the forces of evil."
So Gurnow is saying, so I can become a hero, like a hero of legend?
That, my lord, is up to you and how you react to the news we are giving you.
So she seems still skeptical. She has clearly some long-standing bitterness, but he's like totally intrigued. You guys have awed and impressed him.
Well, Gwennon will look Lady Stuck right in the eyes and say, "I have held the stone in my hands, and I have seen that which has not happened yet." And she will tell Lady Stock what she saw. The vision of what I saw was the ships coming in, and they grabbed a child, a black Numenorian of sorts from the Misty Mountains. There were orcs and men. They were looking for something. They were throwing things into the fire. I saw a beast come out of the river near Lundair, and a child in chains being guided by those that were in the ship to a fortress of evil. Reminds me of Cardoon. I would tell you, this is not something we wish to have come to pass, as I did not see you alive in our visions, my lady. Please, do not dismiss my counsel, but stand and fight with me, as you are all these people have. Your ancestry demands this of you." And she'll put her sword back in its sheath. And she'll look at Ordreth and say, "I think I said it plainly enough, I hope."
So I don't know if Lady Stark is Lady Stark kind of stands there a little straighter, a little more straight. Maybe a tear comes to her eye. Um, Captain Gurnow is like just a little stymied. Because probably no one has ever talked to him like this. He says, "So." He goes, "So are we?" Well, I think he just like confesses here. Says, I'm just a bandit lord, a bandit leader. Uh, you're saying Corsairs, Black Numenorians? These are, he's kind of, I don't know if confused is the right word, but feeling like he's out of his league based on the way he is doing things here in Tharbad.
Captain, it is time for you to stand your ranks. War is upon you. You either will rise up to be the great man that you are being told you are and protect this town, or you will fall and crumble to the Black Numenorians that are sailing this way. What is your choice?
Because this is very heavy and heady.
You see why I wanted a private council, sir?
The lady Stark says, perhaps we should ponder this and continue this in the morning. You are welcome to stay here. I'm sure some of the guardsmen have told you that the Bridge Inn is the best inn.
Yes,
but there are rooms here. There are rooms here, plenty, in the Red Palace. We do have some finery.
I appreciate the offer.
What passes for such?
I appreciate the offer.
Of course, it is always loud.
But I feel as though if we give the coins to the inn, that helps your city better. And I'm sure the information I have given to you, you will need to discuss with your husband for your plan.
The husband says, so are you going to kill that troll? And here we should probably take a break as we discuss what to do next.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we'll be back in a blink of an eye.
Okay, so with a sigh, Lady Stark, I keep saying that, Lady Stark, and Captain Gurnow, not sighing, but kind of, he looks perplexed is probably the most reasonable expression, but he grabs a goblet of wine or something on the way out. Does that sort of shake his head, changes his persona almost. So he looks like a very conflicted individual. Like, I got a lot of responsibilities, but do I want them because they've been thrust upon me, or have I thrust them upon myself? Am I way in over my head? That's kind of the general vibe that you get from him after this initial meeting. And then Lady Stark kind of walks out with you guys. Gurnow changes his persona back to like the party dude as you walk out into there. I guess, let's see. How about roll me? Once you get, let's have, I'll have Arlen have you roll me a d12, please. 7. All right, so 7. right, who's our lookout? Is it Orodreth?
Yeah, awareness. Just look out.
The eagles are like everywhere, and that we learned. I did not know that speaking of eagles, um, the eagles are like ancient, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're fighting dragons, and when they fought, the big battles against Morgoth.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. So I don't know. They're
All
everywhere,
right.
probably. All right, so awareness, please, or address.
All right.
Feat success.
Yeah, you see that someone's trying to like mess with Sornon. Like they've got him cornered, and Wolet and Brenthil are otherwise either distracted or Brenthil's probably brooding still. Wolet is like trying to, back to the wall, make sure no one's grabbing her or stealing stuff from her. But so a couple of Gurno's thugs, for lack of a better term, have like cornered Sornon to mess with them just because they're bullies. But Ordreth, you're able to intervene and get him to you know I don't know how you would grab however you want to intervene. You can intervene. You see what's
Oh,
happening.
yeah. Do my classic elf awe thing that Ordrith does a lot, and just kind of walk over and say, "This man is traveling with us and under our protection."
Oh no, uh, no, 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 no offense, my lord, no offense. They see you kind of coming out with, you don't have to roll with Gurnow um, and Lady Stock. So no offense, my lord, no offense. We're just having fun, just a little fun, you know. So they're probably gonna like pants him or something.
Best to keep it just fun.
Right. So Sordan looks with relief. Um, yeah. So Muck appears and he says, "Are you ready to go to the inn?"
Yes. I feel as this much merriment might cause us to not be awake in the morning, shall we say?
Yep. Okay. Cool. So I need you guys to make an awareness check as you guys are leaving.
Everyone?
Everyone can. Yeah.
No extra dice, right?
Unless you have any other.
I only have Bold, True Hearted, and Shadowlore, and I haven't looked at Myrtle yet. So I'm assuming no.
The second roll is my second awareness roll there.
Yeah.
Another feat success.
And Myrtle. Okay. Myrtle's not aware of anything.
Okay. And did
She can't
Bruni-
see over the
oh,
tables.
No awareness from Bruni either.
All right, so
He can't
So
see over
it
the
seems
tables.
it seems like two different groups, two different factors are following you guys out.
Mhm.
The more clumsy that that Orodreth and wait, why does it say 0 for Orodreth? Oh, because it doesn't matter because you got a feat success. Okay,
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
but that'd be
it automatically succeeded, so it doesn't calculate the total.
which the total is 12 plus. Does a feat success trump any other type of success? I'm just wondering. How does
I do not know. I assume
to
that I
rollings
think a
here.
feat success is just an automatic of the lowest level, and so like you could get a feat great success or a feat extraordinary success also if you rolled
Okay.
sixes.
Right. So like it goes feat. Like feat would count as a great success, and then like a feat success, like a feat great success would be like extraordinary or something.
Well, I think feat just counts as a regular.
Oh, okay,
Basically,
okay.
it's just you automatically get a regular level of
All right.
success, but
Okay.
you can get higher levels, the normal one.
All right. So the most clumsy ones, both Ordrith and Gwen see, definitely some like and maybe even or either both of you or one of you saw that his son is sending a couple guys to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gwennon, you see someone else
Mm-hmm.
following you guys more clandestinely, and you actually, by the time you get to the bridge inn, which is across the street, you lose track of whoever was following you. They seem pretty sneaky,
Even
but it was
with a
you got a glimpse.
great success one, would I
Yeah.
have recognized him?
I will just give you the following detail. It looked like a kind of a wiry person. You couldn't tell if it was a male or a female, but they definitely followed you from the Red Palace, and even in that block of space, you lost track of them. All right, but I don't know if you keep going to the inn.
Well, you said the library was across the pond.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, it's probably you've traveled all day. You've got this kind of mid early evening encounter, so it's probably time to hunker down. Hit the library tomorrow.
Okay, and Amelia is basically right behind us.
No, Amelia.
Amelia Kern, she has the treasures.
Oh no, this her house is right here,
Okay.
Yeah.
number 8. It's almost as posh. It might be even nicer inside than the Red Palace. Yeah, so they're like, as you're leaving, they're like lighting all the candles, and the Red Palace like lights up, and it's kind of nice at a distance. So, all right, so you make it to the bridge inn. So you meet Titus, the big man with this like ham hocks. It smells really good in here, actually. So like a fine stew has been put on. It smells very nice. There's like some meats and fish that are roasting. So it's a sprawling building. Of course,
Well, Gwennon would ask him, "Do you have room enough for my entire party?"
he says, well, she kind of looks at you guys. I guess we need a collective awe roll. He's hemming and hawing.
Well, I think Ordress has the best awe.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, I can do that.
I was like, because I think you have the best awe out of all of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, he kind of hems and haws. He says, my lords, we can move people around. No problem. He says, not for all of you, but he kind of says, your servants can maybe stay in the common room.
If they wish.
So Walda kind of gives you a dirty look. Sorna doesn't probably care. Brenthill's probably a bit despondent if you were to leave him behind. But they're able to accommodate. You see,
Gwennon
you see, he kind of goes. He even goes with you and goes up to the upstairs with you. It seems like there's a lot of what look like people that you guess are ex-brigands, probably now part of the city watch, that are hanging out here. It's almost like a partial barracks for the city watch too. Maybe that's why they get kickbacks if they tell people to come here, or maybe it's a big scam. but they do give you guys like a room. If you guys all want to fit in there, you can. Doesn't seem to care. They drag a drunken watchman and his current paramour out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
He does. Sorry for the. I'll get someone to come and clean things up for you.
Well, you do that, then I think we could have drink and food downstairs.
Oh yes, of course. The guy's like protesting, but Titus kind of keeps dragging him out. And the woman grabs her clothes and scuttles away. So yeah, you can eat. The food's really good, actually. So you've definitely been. You don't see that other person that you saw, Gwennon.
Well, Gwennon wants to look around and see if she sees people that I guess you could say would have rumors. Maybe travelers, things of that nature. Maybe the barkeep himself. Bartender.
Oh yeah, you could talk to Titus. You can what is it? Is it lore? Check him to roll for rumors.
Isn't that Bernie? Is Bernie our lore person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do a roll for lore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have 2 in lore, but I think Bernie has more.
Yeah, they have they have Gurno's rules posted for people who can read. And they have someone they have a guard who's been drinking, but if you cannot read, I'll read them for you. I think I've memorized them. Yes. All right. So what do you want to know from Titus?
If he's had any rumors.
Well, I guess Arlen, what does Bruni want to know from Titus? But yeah.
Yeah, I guess rumors of who's traveling through and stuff. The regular clientele.
Some of your kinsmen travel here now and again, he says. Don't get many hobbits, but I'm so happy. He says he's pretty happy to want to trade recipes with the Myrtle. Yeah, he does tell you of he kind of goes over the rules with you again, and he says and the most important one for you guys probably to discuss with Captain Gurnow and Lady Stock is those who dwell in Tharbad may not leave Tharbad without permission, and if they do not return promptly, penalties apply to their kin. While you guys are traveling through, you will hope that will not apply to you, but you should make sure.
No.
Okay. I guess there was stuff about Swanfleet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let me see if he knows any other than. I'll tell you stuff about Swanfleet, but if he knows anything else. No. So Swanfleet he tells you, is home to the lost and those who fled from their enemies and misfortunes. So let's see. Oh, he tells you there. So you would think that a marsh would not be called Swanfleet, but there are giant swans and talking otters.
Otters?
So I hear. Mm-hmm. Yes. Talking otters. There are a group of secret folk who dwell there, as well as these misfits. And he says there's a town there called Swantown. He tells you that is where you could find answers. He kind of leans in to Bruni, because because I know I look like a bad person, but I'm really not. But he tells you that if you are going there, make sure, one, that you are not followed by members of the watch, and two, tell Hugh that Titus sent you. He is a master of Swantown. That's what he tells you. Okay. But he doesn't have anything else of note, really.
Can Gwennon ask him if he knows who the wiry person that would have been following her is?
You kind of give a description.
Well, I'll give him the description that I had.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Ordret, those two guys from Gurnow's son are still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. He tells you, huh. He says, I will tell her that you are looking for her. He says to Gwennon.
Would that happen to be Amelia?
No.
Agna?
No.
Maybe.
Strike two. We don't play baseball, but
maybe you could tell me the name of the person that's following me?
I can provide an introduction if you wish.
Yes, I would. Is she here currently?
I do not know. All right. Let's see. Anything here? I'm probably gonna have you guys roll me another d12. Yep. So I would say Arlen, would you like to roll me another d12, please?
Sure.
2.
2. Let's see if there's anything specific for this area. If not, well. This is technically there's something.
I'm also going to have to find somebody to talk to.
What's that?
Talk to other people in the bar, too, not just him.
Yeah, you could look around for other people. Let me see if there's any like events or something. I had 2. All right. All right, it's Oradreth again. Awareness, Oradreth.
All right. Awareness. There
right.
we go.
Someone else, you guys are popular. It is another person who is kind of is like watching you. So you have like Tharnow's people. You don't see that other person who Titus says is going to give you an introduction, but then another group of people, or one person, is kind of eyeing you guys.
Gwennon will look at Ordreth and say, "Did you want to go speak to him? The one that's eyeing us?"
Suppose we should go over and say something. I don't know.
If you approach, he takes off. If once he's been like called out, it's a man.
Well, I don't know that we would call him out. We would have just walked over and sat down.
Yeah, as soon as you walk over, he kind of gets up and starts moving towards the door, I guess. Not
Can
moving
Gwen
quickly
and grab
towards the
him?
door. What is this going to be?
I don't know.
What is the equivalent of mobility check? Athletics.
Athletics?
Favorite. Anyone else want to try something?
She failed.
Right.
I don't know how. But she
You
failed.
rolled a 2.
I know.
Oh man, it would have been a. All right.
I could. Ordreth could also try to grab. He's got all right. Athletics.
Or interpose. You don't necessarily have to grab it. Get in the way between
but just
him and
get
the,
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. He like kind of looks up at you. Says, "I meant no offense. I have just not seen an elf
Mm.
because in these parts." He says, "It is just my luck. Where are you from?" Give me
Further north.
Oh, further north, are you? Insight, Ordreth, and now Gwennon, who's there.
Okay. And she can use her thing.
Oh no.
Gwen was successful.
Gwennon has a bad feeling, especially when you ask the question. Further north, you say. I will pay, and I know people who will pay good gold for this information.
Well, Gwennon wants to look right at him and say, who do you know that would give you that kind of information? If you are here, you must be a traveler and from up north yourself. Now I'm intrigued to meet you.
If Bruni and Myrtle are watching, you see those 2 guys from Tharnow are kind of getting up now too and going over to your little group.
Bruni will definitely join.
Yeah,
Just to be.
Myrtle.
He says, "Are you sure?" He goes, "Are you sure you want a confrontation? I have friends here." "Do you?" This guy says, I am just a traveling merchant.
Well, it's interesting.
Your friend might have information for me. I'm just conducting a negotiation."
Did the Lord and Lady know that you are treating us this way?
I am not so prideful to think that the Lord and Lady might know of what my doings are. I'm just a humble merchant. And then those 2 men from the Red Palace are like, "Well-run, is there any trouble here?"
Is he asking this of us or of the gentleman that was trying to run from us?
The person who's trying to run from you.
Okay.
He says, "I was just asking this wonderful would anyone else use like the proper name for the elves other than elves? If they feel like they're scholarly, would they use that in casual conversation?
Probably. I mean, it's like a technical term, right? So it depends on how confident they are, I guess.
Oh
maybe.
Yeah. Well, I get what is Ordreth. What is he? Is he Sindar or Noldar?
I think he's Noldor because most of the Rivendell are.
Yes, I am just humbly. I was just approaching this Noldar because I do not see them, and we were conducting negotiation, and then this brazen ranger. We all know rangers are just thieves and ne'er-do-wells.
I would caution you to tame your tongue, young person.
Well, the two guys from the court that followed you from the court say, "Yeah, she's like a friend of the Lady Stock, so we don't need to have any trouble here. We really don't. We really don't want any trouble." They say.
Well, on that note, he was about to tell us where he is from. He said he's a trader from up north.
Down south, I was saying.
You seem to know an awful lot of up north, so I am sorry I do not
Well,
believe you.
I'm wanting to know of up north as your friend here indicated that he is from up north. But
And you have indicated to me that you're from up north in the terms that you are using.
no, I've never said I was from up north.
Then why did you refer to my companion by a proper name rather than what most common folks would call them from the south, which is elf?
Because I'm a learned merchant. That is why. Does that bother you, Ranger?
You bother me, sir.
Well, how about I give you a little bit of money so you can put on some nicer clothes, and we'll call it even.
I'm not asking you for money. I'm asking you for niceness. You're being quite abrupt and dismissive, and I
was having a casual conversation with this elven gentleman, and you interrupted.
That's not how I saw it.
Tharnow's guys go, let him talk. Come on. Probably Myrtle, who's hanging out with Titus, sees Titus is like he's got the big old shillelagh under the counter.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of holding on to it. He goes, "Your friends are friends of my friends, so let's not cause a problem."
Myrtle would tell them that they're not going to cause a problem unless a problem is caused to them. Do you know where that merchant is from? He seems dismissive of Adunadai. Does he not realize who they are?
Rangers are not well seen here, truth be told.
Does he not know that the lady of your town also is of that name?
Well, she calls herself Western East, but I hear it's technical. Just a technicality.
It is a technicality.
In any case, I guess, are you guys going to let this guy go or not?
No.
Or talk to him?
No, we want more information from him.
Yeah. No,
Gorgeth was saying, who exactly is it who is paying for information about elves from up north? Friend.
Well, that would mean you would have to pay me for that information, or we can exchange the information. He says, I am looking for a place. He kind of stares at those two people from the court. I'm just calling it the court because it's easier. And they kind of give him a nod and kind of back off. And he says, I am just surprised that you might give me this information, but it would be my good luck if you did. I am looking and willing to pay good money. Yeah, you can do that.
She's not interrupting.
Yeah. I am willing to pay, and I'm willing to give good money for information. And what does the word Imaldris mean? That's what he says. Ordre. And I guess he's going to reach for his coin purse, but it's probably not there anymore.
And and any weapons that he might have.
You probably can just take one thing,
Well,
like his coin purse, or he has like a curved dagger. If you want to take that instead.
yeah. She's just trying to take weapons out of reach there.
Well, what do you want? The coin purse or the dagger at this stage? Well, it's a great success. I guess it's a great success. So I guess you can get both.
Yeah. So she'll take
Okay.
both.
All right. So he kind of reaches for his belt pouch, and he says, he looks confused. He goes, I guess I'm sorry. And he kind of walks back to his table and starts like looking under the table, searching around. And, all right. Do you follow him back there, or what do you want to do?
Yeah. We're not going to let him just leave. Ordreth will say, since it seems you don't have a coin for information, how about a trade? And tell me, what does umbar mean?
He kind of. Let's see how can we do this. I guess it is like an awe check, right? To see if
basically that's what I'm trying.
Yeah, if you break them, to see if you kind of get a reaction, right?
Yeah.
Do you got any whatever's distinctive features?
So I have my gear that helps with awe, and then I also have, for something like this, it seems like Keen Eyed is pretty cool because that's since I'm trying to get him to to like if he makes a start, if his poker face breaks, as they say.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, he kind of has a look of fear in his eyes. He says, he doesn't. I guess he's kind of at a loss for words, but he does have a look of like a fear in his eyes. He kind of stops looking for stuff.
Yeah. You might want to
he does say, I do have friends in this town. There are only 3 of you.
You might want to pick your friends more carefully. I suspect some of your friends are no true friends.
I suggest that you let me leave.
And
I will. He kind of bows, like even like salams, like now that you know he's from the south. He does that, like the umbar kind of bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I will, out of respect, because you have won today, I will not report anything. On my word.
Wouldn't Tim ask him to pay his bill before he leaves?
He's probably paid as he's going.
I think Ordreth will.
What say you, Noldar?
Will agree. He'll say, you know what? Yeah, we're not necessarily in the business of kidnapping or anything like that. I mean, not saying this out loud, but in his head, that's what he's thinking. And he'll say, very well. You should understand that whatever powers that have used payment or blackmail or whatever other means of recruiting you to their cause are not the only powers in this land. And tell your friends they may find more than they expect should they get closer to any of the places they seek.
All right. So he gives you a nod. He says, I respect that. I'm sure we will see each other again.
Yeah.
And he'll leave.
Oh, if he was a good person, Myrtle would have returned his sword and his coin purse to him, but
We had like a curved dagger,
oh,
and a coin purse.
she's gonna ask Bruni, should we keep it or should we give it back?
I put it in the lost and found, maybe.
I don't
Yep.
think he'll
It's
get
definitely
it.
it's definitely like a dagger that an Easterling or Umbarian would have, that
Yeah.
type of make. And the coins he has actually gold in there. And coins, like it looks like coins from Gondor,
Mm-hmm.
but high as an appearance. But he has gold, which is odd.
I guess maybe we can ask the dudes, Thurno's dudes who are following us, about this merchant, since he says he has friends in town.
Yeah.
He says that they're travelers. They say they're from the south, Gondor or something. They say they're fleeing a growing darkness, and they are looking to hire guides to lands further north. They say they pay good money. That's Wolfen is among a group. They're staying across the river. It says they have a camp.
I guess we ought to go investigate that too.
Yeah, I mean, library's over that way as well. Gwennon is going to make Myrtle give the coins and daggers to Orodrith and ask him if he knows where they're staying so that they could be returned to them.
Yes, they've got the camp on the south side, so I guess we'll go investigate at some point. Yeah. Probably not tonight because I suspect we're worn out.
Yeah. But okay. Titus does get back to you.
Okay.
And he says that she goes, my friend will want to meet you now, if that is okay.
That is fine.
All right. So he kind of takes you upstairs, and I guess it's into the room that they made for you guys.
Okay.
And so when you get in there, you see a woman is waiting there. She's got her pipe going. And she kind of, when you come in, she kind of stands up. She looks like she's a dark-eyed, hair is kind of kept short. Mousy, you would think, unassuming. And she said, I do not know. She kind of stands up, gives you a curt nod. Titus closes the door. I don't know. Did you want to bring any of the other player here is up here with you? Sorry.
If they would like to come.
Yeah, it seems like we could all come to.
Okay.
Yeah.
To chat. She says, I do not know what your game is, Gwennon, but I've worked really hard here, and your brazenness in that court is going to mess everything up.
And who are you?
I am Gwyleth.
Willith.
Lady Stock hates rangers. Why are you? I've been biding my time. You're ruining everything.
Biding your time for what?
Recruiting people among Gurnla's followers and the townsfolk. We got to turn this place.
Into what? What are you trying to turn it into?
I mean, this place is ruled by. Didn't you see? This place is ruled by thugs and ne'er do wells.
Most towns are run by those that have the courage to stand up and run them. It is not an easy business of sorts.
Well, there is a resistance here, and you're trying to make it all nicey nice.
I'm trying to make this town protected. You are not protected. That is exactly what we have said to them.
I'm going to bring this up at the meeting.
You go ahead and do that. It is not our desire to rule this town, but there are evil forces on this way.
I mean, since Strider's taken off to the south, no one has any clue of what's going on anymore.
He is going to investigate that which is what is coming this way, which is why we are here. Are your people trained? Can they defend the city?
Oh, not yet, but you know.
I think
the long game. You should know that.
I will give you some advice.
Or you're clueless, hanging around those hobbits and pipeweed.
Do not speak to me
she says
this
ironically.
way. Well, Gwennon will stand up and look her directly into her eyes. I'm assuming she's shorter than Gwennon.
Maybe. I mean, they're both. She's also a ranger. She's also, Dunedain, but you can stare in the eyes. It's fine.
Yeah. You might be biding your time, but you are not doing it wisely. At all. Strider is where Strider chooses to be, as you know.
He's saying Strider for the benefit of the other people because she doesn't know that they know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I don't understand why we're.
What name would Gwennon call Aragorn?
Aragorn, right? He's Aragorn, right?
Yeah. Or Estelle.
Estelle, yeah, Estelle, yeah.
Then she'll.
Ordreth.
Yeah. I think Ordreth will try to intervene and say, I think we may have gotten off on the wrong foot, as it were. Seems like we're both working towards the same ends, even if in different ways.
Well, look at you folks. You go in there and brazenly call yourselves out, knowing, well, maybe you're just naive.
Do not speak to me about naivety, and you leave Estelle out of all of this. He is where he needs to be. He is your captain. And does he know where you are? Because I send messages to him.
Well, you should update him then.
Perhaps you should be updating him.
And then trying to cause a fight, a tavern brawl?
No one is trying to cause a tavern brawl of any kind.
Again, I think maybe tempers are running a little high. Maybe we should just take a step back and, I'm just saying, it seems like we're both on the same side.
Hard to tell with this one.
I mean, I would expect that from someone from the lineage of Cardolan, she says. Always biting off more than you can chew.
Gwennon's about ready to strike this girl. She does not act the way a ranger would.
There's rivalries among rangers. Come on, man. It's not all happy, in my opinion.
Gwennon will turn to Orodreth and say, you can speak to this one all you wish. I myself am going to leave the party here and go downstairs because I do not wish to deal with her and her mockery. Basically, she's leaving before she does something she doesn't want to do, which is strike her.
Yep. Oh, this is Willett. This is a scout. She kind of says, she sighs and she says, look, I've infiltrated the court. I have some spies around. We have contingencies. If these captains' people, they're brigands, become intractable. She's arguing to Orodreth and Bruni, and I guess
Mhm.
Myrtle is Gwennon's left.
Gwennon went downstairs. She's just not going to
Yep.
deal with this girl. No
We're
good. No good comes from it if she stays up there. She's just going to get angry. So
I don't know. I don't know how she did it. Maybe Gwilt is a little envious because I don't know how she did it. She just goes in there, talks to this lady. This lady hates rangers. Now she loves them. I found myself alone in this hostile court for a long time.
Rooney will say, and why does the lady Stark hate Rangers so much? Seems like they would be natural allies of her.
Well, she's she wants to preserve the culture and honor of Tharbad, but you know, she's not one of us. Although, I mean, but that's semantics, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't seem like I guess Bruni will say, I mean, I'm no stranger to quarrels between close relations, but that seems like a particularly flimsy reasoning.
I mean, I think it's what like Lady Stock said to you
Hmm.
guys. It's like they dismissed her, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. Yeah, he's not
she's not
necessarily
running.
criticizing
Yeah, she's not
Gwil's
running around
powers.
in leather armor and with a bow.
Hmm.
You know, she's got another. She has another angle on how to restore
Hmm.
Cardolan, Arthedain, etc. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
One small city state at a time. I mean, the poor woman's like, I don't know, had to deal with this brute for a while.
Hmm.
You guys finally gave her some confidence.
Yeah.
All right. In my
Um,
opinion, I mean, that's how I felt like that mini council went.
yeah. So I think Ordrith will say, well, we're really hoping to go further south all the way to Londare. We seem to have gotten caught up in events here. Um,
Yeah,
but
Tharbad can suck you in.
yeah,
So I guess I owe an apology. You're saying to Gwennon.
well, I mean, you probably figured out even just from the short interaction of how she feels about holding her tongue.
Well,
I think really we're just hoping, like I said, we're both on the same side. What's this about refugees in the Swan Fleet? We heard just a little bit from the leadership here, but clearly there's more to the
she says,
story.
well, a lot of people. She says, from what I've gathered, is when the flood happened, a lot of people fled, um, and when Gurnow and his brigands came in, even more fled. Right, some fled
Mhm.
south to Londare, some fled out to Swanfleet. We do have some interaction with some of the folk there in the swamp.
Mhm.
Um, Giant swans and talking otters aside. Talking otters makes me giggle, she says.
Mhm.
However, if you need to flee here, or if I would need to flee there, then that would be the place to go. There's other stuff there too, she says. Perhaps you should call Gwennon back up here. It might be important.
Yeah, maybe we could
Yep.
send Myrtle down to go grab Gwynn.
no, she didn't go far. She'll be
Yeah.
back. She just was leaving before she said something that she couldn't take back.
So do you have like Walleth and Brenthil and Sornin with you guys too, or
I guess we should. We can grab them.
okay?
Seems like.
All right. Um, Oh, that landmarks. It's under landmarks, of course. Man, we're gonna hit all these landmarks.
Mm.
I don't know about that. All right. She says that there's actually a place when you come up. She says there's actually a place of learning within the Swan Fleet, a secret place, a sunken palace mostly lost beneath the mud. It's not a house where no one dwells there, nor is it a tomb, for the one who lies there is not dead. Um, for in the depths of the cave lies an elf maiden on a stone bier, her long golden hair spilling over the edge like a waterfall of light. She lies there unmoving and silent, still as a statue, but if you listen closely, you may hear the faint sound of her breathing. I've heard that the beauty is breathtaking. This is the fairest of the fair folk, marred only by a wound in her ankle, where apparently a snake bit her. Anyway, there are these women that guard this sleeping elven woman, and they can grant knowledge there. Also, there's something called the ghost bird that guards him. It's all very confusing to me. I have not gone, but I feel like I should tell you that just in case you are looking for information.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
There's called the House of the Patient Women.
Gwendolyn will ask her, tell me what you've heard of the black ships of the Corsairs.
So she heard anything? Any question? Because I have heard not of that. I've been very busy keeping my head down and trying to gather recruits. So, yeah, if you guys can, you could probably ask anyone in town about the ghost bird. It's a legend here in Tharbad. It's a nightmarish figure, a spindly skeletal bird, like a giant bird, and it kills people with a deadly spear.
Interesting.
But I think it is associated with somehow it is associated with the wise women.
Mm.
I think only Oradreth might be able to make a roll a lore check here if he wants to
do that.
Or see if all these he's old, all these things in his memory. Maybe people talked about this before.
I will. In fact, I will do it and use a hope just to make sure. Success.
All right. So the tale of Nethig is mostly lost even to the masters of lore. She has a sad tale. Transpired in the years just before the fall of Eregion. Many elves were slain in those terrible wars, and Nethig is often accounted among the victims of Sauron's armies, not Sauron's treachery. Lore may recall strange tales of a haunted hill in the depths of the Swan Fleet, where a river maiden slumbers. If you know where the place lies, for it is sunk beneath the mud or shrouded in thick vegetation, once a paved pathway led from the whispering halls of Celebrimbor to the doors of the palace. But this road was destroyed long ago. Perhaps you've heard of these wise women. They're the wise women of Medcott. You don't know them as the patient women. Recall something of this place. While a region is long since destroyed, there may yet survive records, actually in Moria, of the building of this palace. It was done by dwarven masons of that city, and there very well could be a way to awake the sleeping maiden there.
Mm.
You would know she was an apprentice. You would know also, Oradreth, that she was an apprentice of Celebrimbor, and he fell in love with her. and she with him.
Would he have given her a ring?
Um, it is said that actually Nethig was one of the ones who protested against Sauron's help in a region, and must have changed himself into a serpent to sting her with his fangs.
Possibly.
That is a rumor, at least.
Probably more true than I'd like to think. Okay. Gwennon will ask Willith, what is it that you wish of me to help you?
Oh, well, I'm gonna see. There's more. There's more here. Even though she had poison that ate away at her flesh, she did not want to travel on to the west, though as she survived at Region, the fall of Region. She actually did. Oh, she did. She did create a ring. And this ring, until a cure for the poison was found, the ring would put her onto a great slumber. And oh wait, this is all pretty confusing. Oh, okay. So she was poisoned and dying, but she didn't want to go across the Undying Lands to the Undying Lands. So she forged a ring with Celebrimbor's help, and he vowed to help her at some point. But of course, we all know the fate of Celebrimbor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got put in Shadow Mordor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Taught Talion the secrets of elf teleportation.
What?
Oh, it's so the video game series Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Your character is a ranger named Talion who is bound in spirit to Celebrimbor.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, it's very ridiculous fan fiction, but also it's sort of an awesome power fantasy to just teleport around killing orcs and all the crazy stuff you can do in those games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so I guess the confusing thing, Oradreth, was Celebrimbor her lover, or was it one of his apprentices? In any case, her lover was slain by orcs, and his dying body abused and cast aside. So that's why people think it could be Celebrimbor. But they never found Nethig's resting place. So there you go. That's what Oradreth would know.
Is it possible to wake her?
Apparently the answer must lie in Moria. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we gotta do some more research before we try to wake her up.
That's weird. Okay, that's fun.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. It's been a long day for you all.
Well, Gwennon is going to ask Willith what is it that she expected her to do to help her.
I don't know. I have to reevaluate. We have there is a resistance here.
That was not my question.
A growing resistance.
That is not my question. I'm sure you have a resistance going. But sometimes instead of resisting the powers that be, you train the powers that be, and then you don't need to resist them. They welcome the assistance, which is what I was doing in council with them. So my question again to you is, what was your expectation of me? You apparently had one, not knowing who I was. Or you should.
I didn't think a ranger of the north would come in and brazenly throw down with these rulers. I figured you would have been beaten and thrown into the river already.
I sent a communication first, telling and requesting an audience with them.
Well, I'm sure that was unsanctioned. should have asked permission.
I did.
I didn't know about it. What is done is done.
But again, my question is, what is it you wanted me to do to help you? If you have no answer, then I will leave your council and we will go about our day.
I just do what you're doing, but know that there are friends. There are friends here
I will
that
definitely
can help you. That can help you if a coup or such is needed.
I do not
Or
believe a coup is needed.
If you make peace with this brigand, then he has a militia.
And why won't you approach them yourself?
Have you read those rules?
I am meeting with them again tomorrow.
Very well.
Rules are suggestions. And when you don't agree with one, you get clarification, do you not? Were you not taught that?
She shrugs. I guess you know better.
You have learned nothing. But thank you for making yourself known to me. I bid you good evening.
We are doing good work here. As you can see, um, Titus is a friend. Muck is a friend. We have others. If you can make Tharbad as safe haven as it can be, well, I guess the light that's hidden here can be nurtured instead of snuffed out. I would help. I will stay here. I will stay in court and lay low. I can be your eyes and ears. At least someone has checked in with me. She says,
Why do you not report these things to Aragon?
he's not around.
It's
hard to get. It's hard to get in and out of the city.
You can send notes.
Haven't you read the rules?
You're not leaving the city to send a communication. People come and go from the city.
You're the first ally to come through here. I will write a report and give it to you, and you can dispatch it to them.
I will.
Right. Cool. So, I think we're us going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're going to sleep. I think that Gwenon would probably sit up and study the dagger that Gwenon took, or Myrtle took away, to see if she recognizes exactly where it's from. She doesn't.
That's probably you probably show it to Bruni.
Mm-hmm.
Happy to take a look. But I think we decided it was from the far south from Umbar.
Yeah, you could, but if you wanted to get the actual, it is definitely like in Umbaran or,
Yeah, you want me to roll lore or craft? Seems like
either.
All right.
I mean, does it seem like it's from good people or bad people?
I mean, there are good people down there too. They're just unfortunately, most of them have,
All right. Success on lore about the dagger.
Okay. It is a Haradrian make. So what's that city? You know, what's that city that's down there? The famous city.
Mm.
Umbar is hell. Umbar is the city.
Yeah, it is.
Correct.
Yeah, so definitely it's Haradrian make, and
Mhm.
the mark looks like a weapons crafted from Umbar.
Yeah. Yeah, because Umbar is one of the Numenorian colonies,
Mhm.
right? That's why they're,
Yeah.
and that's where the King's Men went.
Yep. Yep.
Cool. Well, maybe
Well,
we
it's a
should
dagger. It's a dagger. Well, I guess it's a sword too, but it's a dagger.
to Myrtle.
Well, I mean, Gwynin would have asked Ordrith, unless he's already sleeping. If he has a sword from the Umbar, does that mean that perhaps maybe they've seen the Numenorians, the black Numenorians?
Well, I guess he contends that he's fled from, you know.
I'm not saying he's one of them. I'm saying, has he seen them? Would it be feasible that he would have seen them?
Oh, you got the feeling that he's probably working with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why he was asking about it, because we know the ship is specifically trying to seek out Rivendell, and so that's why he was asking about information about Imladris, which is Rivendell.
So maybe the thing to do instead of returning the coins and the sword to them is alert the lady that they have a camp of, shall we say, spies for the black Numenorians in their town.
Probably more. Is there an intrigue in this game? To put things together.
That's probably
insight.
riddle
Insight.
or insight.
Yeah, you guys can all roll insight, and I'll kind of put things together if I haven't telegraphed it as well.
No, I think there's a Gwynen's got insight.
All right, so I think things are a bit more. It might not be a great idea, Gwenin, to just flat out tell them. Maybe Lady Stock in private.
Well, that's what I meant. I wouldn't tell her husband,
because either her husband or definitely her son probably is dealing with these guys. Right, that's why his thugs came over to try to like they knew him.
Yeah.
So if not the captain, then his son. So there's some quote unquote court intrigue, if you will. So it might, if you brazenly say these guys, it might not go over well, right?
Right.
But maybe talking to Lady Stock privately might work.
Would she see?
She probably wouldn't be happy about it.
No. Would she see Gwenin this late at night if she
probably
sent
not.
a note?
No, probably not.
Okay.
And a note could be intercepted.
True.
So you're now you're thinking, you're like, man, I'm lucky that note got in there in the first place. So, cool. All right. Do you think it's a good place to stop?
Yeah, I think
as we figure out our next moves.
Yeah.
I know. Tharbad sucks you in.
Yeah. Well, we've got so many things to decide. It seems like we can talk on Discord about what things we want to go to next, right? That would be good. Since we've got so many plot threads going on.
Oh yeah. Look at that. There's like what is that? It's
like a circus.
Circus, yeah.
Yeah.
In the outer district.
A racetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's definitely a circus. What's 12? What's 12? 13 is a library. 12 is the stone. This looks like used to be an old arena or amphitheater, maybe. Stone of Two Kingdoms. Yep. So the Roadhouse. That's another. That's where Patrick Swayze is a bouncer there. The Roadhouse.
Or Jake Gyllenhaal now.
Okay, Jake Gyllenhaal now. Right.
Well, yeah, because he's the
new one.
In the new one, he's the bouncer.
That's funny.
The Roadhouse.
That's cool.
That's funny. Well, thank you for running for us.
Yeah, that was good. A lot of talking and speeches. We didn't get to fight the troll, so I have that ready too. you suspect that they will probably task you to test you to take out that troll. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but because that could really put you in the good graces of these dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't suspect that they're gonna send people to do that, or if that troll comes out, it's gonna kill some guards. Likely,
Yep.
trolls are
Well,
nasty.
I mean, I would think that Gwennon and the rest of them would, under the cover of darkness, go dispatch the troll.
Or at
Well, I
dawn,
don't.
maybe.
Yeah.
Is that an idea? That's an idea, I guess. We'll talk about it next time.
All right. Well, thanks for running. Thanks for playing, Arlen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Thanks.
thank you all for playing, Arlen and Amy. I thank my players, and thank you all for tuning in and watching our YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope that we can take your mind off of troubles and let you guys indulge in and visit the Lord of the Rings world, Middle Earth, and enjoy the it's not exploits, the adventures of our player heroes, Bruni, Gwennon, Myrtle, and Orodreth. Thanks again, Arlen and Amy, and good night and good rolling.
And we are done.